Hello and welcome to the Illinois Association of Park Districts Parkcast. I'm Wayne Utterback, Director of Communications and Digital Content, and I'm very pleased today to be joined by Ken Collin, a commissioner of the Freeport Park District. This year at the Soaring to New Heights Conference, Ken was the recipient of the Commissioner of the Year Award, and I'm so pleased to just have a moment to just sit and talk with you a little bit about that award and just a few other things. So thank you so much for joining me, Ken.
Sure, happy to do it.
Now, first off, the question I ask of all of our award recipients, what did it feel like to be there at the conference, at the luncheon, and to hear your name called?
I was absolutely shocked. My wife knew about it for a few days and she didn't let on, and it turned out I was surprised. I had no idea, I just never expected it. And you know, there's probably 1,500 to 2,000 people that are applicable, you know, that can win that. So it's very, very pleased, and it's a very honored to win something like that.
A lot of commissioners aren't in it for the awards. They're not in it for that. They're in it because
Right.
They have a passion and a dedication to serve their communities. But
Exactly.
what does winning an award like this do for you personally? Does it give you extra motivation? Does it push you to continue on? What does it do for you?
Well, I'm actually retiring from my local park district in April. In April, I'll have 20 years of service.
Oh, wow.
My local park district. And I love it. I just love the park districts, our local one. I served as a chairman of the board of the IAPD. I think it's 2016. I've been on several committees. And as far as other than a great honor to win it, I was obviously never in it for trying to win awards, because if you're motivated like that, you're not going to be a very good board member. I don't believe. So it's nice, but the main thing was all the people, and I'm talking locally, all the people you meet on boards over the years and the staff. You make a lot of friends. It's the same thing with IAPD. All the years I've been on the IAPD board and then going to the meetings, I made a lot of friends, and that's the main thing. You see the motivation, dedication that Park District and staff and commissioners have is really astounding. And I'm 78 years old now, and I've seen a lot of things in my life, but I've never seen an organization or a career path that people love their job. It's as simple as that. And it's a pleasure to be with groups like that. And the leadership of IAPD with Peter Murphy and Jason Anselman is beyond compare.
One of the things that was mentioned in your award presentation was that you're a strong advocate for recreation. How important is it to kind of instill that idea of the value of recreation to the next generation of residents, of people coming into this field?
I think recreation, I've been a very active person my entire life so far. And I think the recreation is one of the most therapeutic things that we can do. That being, if you get out and join something, I mean, if you like to do it by yourself, or you like to do it in a group, you like to join teams, you can do any of that. And I think that you really feel better about yourself, and especially if you get into a leadership role like being on a board. I think that's another thing that everyone should do that in their life, is some civic duty. I think we have one of the finest parks, and I'm very proud of our parks in Freeport. This great park is kind of known throughout the state. It's very, and the people here love it. We virtually get no complaints. If you're on a city councils and things, you get a lot of calls because everybody's an expert, but people love our parks, and it's important to have good leadership. We have a wonderful our executive director is a great guy, and it's multi-generational. It's one of the coolest things about the park systems. We just built some pickleball courts last summer, and I was kind of promoting that myself, because I started doing it about 5 years ago. And you see grandpa, grandma, and their kids and their grandkids out playing. You know, it makes your heart feel good. And we have a great trail system. We see that type of thing. So the multi-generational aspect of parks. And we try to promote that by having lots of things for the different generations to do. So yeah, I'm a big advocate of all that.
Now, another thing that was mentioned in your award presentation was you have a talent for engaging with community leaders while really engaging and telling them and giving them awareness of what the park district is doing. Do you feel like that helps create success? Does having that engagement with other leaders in your role as a commissioner allow you to better serve the community?
I think so, because like any career, this is not my career, but any career, when you have these user groups, so to speak, it definitely makes you a better commissioner, because you get to see what you can pass ideas off on each other. What works? What type of leadership works? And I always say, when I have new commissioners come on our park system, I try to pull them aside and talk to them, give them a little maybe fatherly advice, even if it's maybe it's not solicited, but you know, I don't tell them how they have to do it, but be involved. Don't be on this board just so you can put that on your resume someplace. Be on the board because you truly love it. Speak up. Everybody should. It's really important that everybody speaks up, and that's what we try to encourage as leaders. And you create more leaders. In fact, what we do in our park system is we change the president of the park board every year. We rotate, and that most don't do that. And I think the big advantage of that is you create these leaders, because everybody gets a little taste of what it is to be a leader, and then it motivates them to even get better. I've seen it happen so much that I'm convinced that's the way to go. Now, a lot of people have a same president for 30 years in the park system. I think you're missing on creating or helping create leaders if you do that. But certainly be involved in the IAPD helps that, and the motivation and the camaraderie is really surprising for an organization.
So say you meet somebody who is wanting to move into the world of parks and recreation as a commissioner, what kind of advice would you give them about getting prepared for taking a role like that?
Well, first of all, if you really be dedicated for the right reason, don't be a one-issue person. Don't take that one-issue stance, because it's a very dangerous and it's very detrimental to the park system. Because you know what I'm talking about. You get people that they don't like golf, or they love one aspect but they hate another aspect. And I don't mean to be negative, because most people aren't that way. But come as a commissioner for the right reasons. Enjoy working with people. And are you a team player? That's one of the most important things. Anything you do in life, whether your job or anybody else, they want to hire team players. And feeling about yourself will improve dramatically. So it's a win-win. But get in it and be active. Don't just come to the meeting and just go home and not worry about it or not think about it for the next. So that's the type of people we want be in that, because you're out interfacing with people. And I always encourage people in my district to call me anytime you have a problem or concern or suggestion. Give me a call. And then you create that dialogue, and they know that, hey, I can approach these people, and they feel when they understand that their ideas are being heard. I mean, we can't always do everything everybody wants, of course, but that will make that person on both sides, both the person in the community and the commissioner, feel good that somebody came to them and asked their advice or wanted them to do something.
Now, if there's one more question I could ask you, it would be this. It'd be someone who doesn't know anything about the Freeport Park District comes up to you and asks you, what's one thing you can tell me about your park district? just to give me an idea of what you guys are about. What would you tell them?
We have, I guess what I would tell them, we have lots of facilities that encompass multi-generational people. We got two golf, in fact, we have 720 or 750 acres of parks in our 25,000 people in our city. It's way over what the rule of thumb is. Now, we have two golf courses, so that makes up a lot of it, but we designed our parks a few years ago. We sent out surveys of what do you people want? What does the community want? And that we're big on surveys, and they wanted walking paths. So we installed miles of walking paths, asphalt walking paths. People love it. And you see all many generations of people doing that. And we're really proud of our parks because they're unique. We have a beautiful waterfall. We have a river running down through our parks. We have lots of baseball diamonds. We did a fourplex ball diamonds, a couple of fourplexes a few years ago. So we have many things in our multiple parks. We have about 8 or 10 parks. Small, a lot of them are smaller, but Quake Park is our largest. So I think I can sell our parks pretty easily and ask them to stop by and come out, and I'll take them on a road. I think that's when people come to town. That's a big thing we do when they're coming to look, say move to Freeport. Executives, a lot of times you take the wife out and the kids or something and take them around and show the parks, and that's it's probably one of our largest selling points, and not the largest selling point in our city. And that goes a long ways. You know, I think it's been proven that good parks is really a very, very important for cities to attract people and for a happy community. And I've seen it in action, so I buy into all that. I believe it.
Well, absolutely. And it sounds like Freeport's doing a lot of great things. So I appreciate you taking some time out of your day to just sit and talk with me a little bit about some of those things and about being named a Commissioner of the Year. Thank you so much, Ken, for just chatting with me a little bit.
Yeah. Well, thanks for asking me to it. You can tell I don't mind chatting.
Well, yeah, once again, I appreciate your time. I congratulate you on your term that you're finishing up here in April. And I congratulate you once again for your recognition at the Soaring to New Heights Conference.
Yeah, thank you. Say hi to the folks down there for me.
All right, will do, Ken. Thank you very much.
All right. No, Wayne, thanks a lot.